Listen up, wrestling fans.
A block. B block.
NGPW G1 Climax.
That's right, this is Strong Honor, where we talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Taco is joining me via satellite today.
What up?
There's Taco. Joe could not make it. He's a bit under the weather. I was feeling a bit under the weather today earlier, which is why I didn't...
I feel pretty good.
That's good.
Throwing that out there.
That's good. So, but yeah, I was feeling a little out of it. I wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to do this today, but I caught a late afternoon nap that seemed to help things out a little bit. And so here I am ready to go. Whether or not we do a Best Pro Wrestling podcast this week, that's kind of up in the air. I might do one, record a solo one tomorrow by myself. I don't have a ton extra to talk about other than New Japan, really. But I do kind of, there might be some stuff I want to talk about. So maybe look for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one yet because Taco, I don't know if you know this, but Impact has been kind of good lately.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking bummed I don't have Pop right now at the moment.
Yeah.
Sling, get on it.
But yeah, they got a big, the Slammiversary pay-per-view is coming up this weekend, and with 4 days of G1 stuff to watch, I don't know if I'm going to have time to get to to that pay-per-view anyway. But
yeah, I've been trying to look into that because I mentioned a couple weeks ago that might be $20 for a pay-per-view, so that was interesting. But every time I look into it, it's standard price, so it's like, all right, you guys
Yeah, when I looked on Fight TV, I think it was like $40 or something like that, or I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't it wasn't the inexpensive price that you mentioned. But anyway, this is about New Japan and Ring of Honor. But yeah, they've been doing some interesting stuff over there. But here it is, we're in the G1 Climax season, and we got to talk about the G1. Talking about the G1 Climax.
G1 Climax.
How dare we start off the G1 Climax season? We have these matches to talk about. We start talking about Impact Wrestling. Where's my mind here on this? This is insane. I gotta focus.
All right, let's focus on business.
So it's been a really interesting first 3 nights of the G1. Kind of the big takeaway for me right away is all the fucking skullduggery out there. Skullduggery. A lot of interference and bullshit and low blows and ref bumps. I don't know. What do you think of all this skullduggery the first 3 nights here?
It's mayhem. We're at fucking war right now. We're on the ripple effect, a shockwave with the Bullet Club Civil War going on. So there's this fucking mayhem brewing. It's up in the air. It's like love is in the air come springtime. War is in the air come G1 Climax time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the firing squad bringing the skullduggery, Jay White bringing the skullduggery, stirring the pot.
It's fucking great, though. He's nasty, man. Like, the heat he's getting.
Yeah. It is interesting because it is getting the heat that you would expect. It's not, like, kind of at this point for me, like, WWE has hit us with so many shitty finishes and distractions and skullduggery and whatnot that I'm just kind of like, fuck this, But in New Japan, it's rare enough so that when it happens, it does kind of put heat on the guy a little more than the promotion. But they have to.
It's not really random though. Like just taking Switchblade, for example, they're taking something, that JR got fucked up on in San Francisco, and they're just going with that because people are like, oh, hiss. And, it's like, yes, work, feed me your anger. And it's working.
And I was completely wrong about the JR thing last week, by the way, when I thought I was convinced it was a work or whatever, just because of the way it played out on TV with Josh Barnett getting in the ring. But after listening to JR and Barnett talk about it on JR's podcast, and then multiple sites reporting that it was not a planned thing, and then JR and Barnett talking on his podcast about how, they went up and talked to those guys afterwards and they were apologetic and, sorry about that and da-da-da-da-da. Because I guess they were Barnett and JR tried to send a message to the back to, hey, don't throw guys into the table, or the guardrails right in front of us.
Sure.
And so, of course, that message did not.
He was kind of overly fucking throwing them in those guardrails too, and fucking each guardrail wasn't even fucking hooked up.
Right. That was the other thing is, the guard, like, I kind of thought that maybe they were slipping out, but apparently no, they were just not connected together. So that was,
you see him doing this shit during the G1 and it fucking, it's dastardly, it's fucking heelish, it's thuggish. It's like, what the fuck, man? But yeah, going back and looking at the San Francisco special, it was definitely all like, it was new though, but it was like, fuck, man, settle the hell down. And yeah, looking at it kind of at that aspect of like, yeah, none of those are fucking hooked up, and he really is flying into a table where a guy's just sitting.
Right, and then bringing it back to Japan, where Rocky Romero's out there on commentary, I believe, on night one. Yeah, and Jay White's throwing Okada into the announce table, knocking Rocky Romero over.
Romero's like, I want to swear on commentary. Throw me out there. Shit.
So it was they're kind of poking the needle there, or poking the bear a little bit there with just continuing that idea of throwing the guys into the announce table. And stuff there. So with the skullduggery and stuff that's been going on these first 3 nights, I'm worried that it's going to be too much if it carries on throughout the tournament. And I know there's a lot of people that are already kind of frustrated with all the BS. So we'll see if it continues, and we'll see if the stars of New Japan, your Okadas and Naitos, can turn things around and start thwarting the skullduggery, because that's generally the more satisfying of those finishes, when the heels try the bullshit, but then the babyface sees it coming and avoids it or counters it and stands tall in the end. So I think that's kind of the story we're looking for going forward in the tournament. As far as my picks that I made last week, inaccurate on quite a bit of stuff here, but I think the general idea that I had for my picks is kind of playing out okay. But we'll kind of get into that as we kind of go along here. Taco, did you watch much of the undercards for any of these shows, or were you going straight?
That was a Nano in the can of pan. There's so much to watch, so I kind of just skipped right to the main match.
Yeah, I watched night 1 and 2 of the undercard. Did I watch night 3 as well? I think here's the thing is I think I kind of sped through the undercard on night 3. 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, night 1 and 2 I definitely watched just to see if there were any interesting stories. The most interesting story to me coming out of night 1 was in a tag match, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taka Michinoku versus Yujiro Takahashi and Kota Ibushi. Zack Sabre Jr. gets the win over Yujiro with the Michinoku driver. So I thought,
it's the Zack driver.
Right. But him doing that move just looked kind of awkward and weird. But I like him adding that to his arsenal, that he can, maybe he busts out the Zack driver versus like a Yoshihashi or something like that later in the tournament. So I thought that was kind of neat there. But yeah, not a ton notable from the undercard stuff. You got David Finlay and Henare talking about C Block. Those two are going to have a singles match on the final night of the G1, and allegedly the winner of that might be have a shot to get into the G1 next year, or I don't know, the winner of that gets to be in the New Japan Rumble or something.
That would be fun.
But yeah, it'll be cool to see those two in a singles match there, because I mean they were kind of young lions a little bit together, with David Finlay kind of coming out of the young lion thing earlier than Henare, but neither guy really went on an excursion at all, which is a bit different for New Japan. So Henare kind of went away with an injury, but then came back with the Toa Henare gimmick thing that he's doing now, and David Finlay's just kind of been David Finlay. So
David Finlay.
Right. So I guess it'll be interesting to see what goes on with those two. All right, let's talk about these block matches now. Night 1, of course, out of the A block. Yoshihashi and Togi Mackabe. I can't believe I had the gall to pick a guy like Yoshihashi. The second Yoshihashi made his entrance for his match, I'm like, oh no, what did I do? And then Mackabe comes out and he just looks like a fucking brick shit. I'm like, why did I pick?
Dude, he looks so mean.
Why did I pick Yoshihashi? So of course Mackabe wins that with the spider German suplex and the King Kong knee drop. Skipping ahead to night 3, Mackabe had a hell of a win versus Minoru Suzuki. I couldn't believe it. I jumped off the couch. I was like, wow.
They beat the shit out of each other, too.
Yeah.
They're always fun to watch.
Yeah, heavy forearms to start the match. The thing spills outside, a huge chair battle. In the middle, the ref gets taken out. Suzuki takes advantage back inside the ring. They battle into the crowd. Later in the match, Suzuki's shoving the referee around. Suzuki gets the sleeper. He attempts the Gotch pile driver, but Mackabe counters with the Death Valley driver, hits the Spider German, and then a flying knee before the King Kong knee drop. So he adds a little extra to the offense there to get the huge victory over Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki now with 2 matches at that point, 0 wins. Every time he comes to the back now, he's just he doesn't do a post press conference. He's just throwing shit around. Fucking reporters are falling
people around.
Yeah, reporters are tripping and falling backwards over chairs that are being whipped around and stuff. It's insane. So yeah, Suzuki. Well, let's talk about his night 1 match versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm kind of skipping around here, but I just kind of want to keep the thing flowing. But yeah, Suzuki versus Tanahashi.
Want to keep the thing high fly flowing.
Correct. But yeah, Tanahashi and Suzuki had a really good match. I thought just under 4 stars, like 3 3/4ish on night 1. Tanahashi getting the win with the high fly flow. It was just Suzuki beating the shit out of Tanahashi, just working the leg, just relentlessly working the leg to the point of it feels like Tanahashi's going to be selling that leg for the rest of the tournament now, which is kind of that's been Tanahashi's gimmick is selling an injury throughout the tournament, which makes for good storytelling too. But
they play the old age card on him too.
Yes. But then Tanahashi turns things around with that inverted dragon screw, and Suzuki just screams and sells the hell out of it. And so Suzuki can kind of work that angle too about being beaten early in the tournament by Tanahashi and now Maccabe. So he's got some stuff to prove. But Tanahashi off to a nice start there, beating Suzuki. Also night 1, Elgin beat Evil. That sucked. It pains me too because Elgin is a good pro wrestler, but
fucking hell of a match. I'll give him that.
Right, and he had a really good match on night 3 with Hangman Page. But it's one of those things where I'm looking at this, I'm watching this, and he's a good pro wrestler, and he's putting on these good matches with excellent closing sequences. But I'm sitting there watching it like people watch WWE TV. Kind of, I'm looking at it kind of out of the side of my eye or whatever, kind of standing crooked or whatever as this is on the TV, because I just can't be entertained by Michael Elgin right now. And some people it's fine, I guess. I hear people talking about him having
cut my mic real quick.
But I don't know. Any other thoughts on what I was just talking about there with the Elgin stuff?
Oh no. They were fucking. I'll give them that. They were definitely hell of matches. I did go back and watch them, and it's fucking good seeing Hangman Page hold his own against them like that too. Even so, because he's a strong dude. So
let's talk about.
It's a good show, but. Fuck 'em.
Well, speaking of fuck 'em, we didn't talk about the press conference that happened right before the day before the G1 started, where everybody's going around cutting. They have everybody from the tournament in this press conference, and everybody gets to go up to the podium and say.
I'll be right back.
Say something about what's going on in the G1, and of course, Bad Luck Fale. When he gets up to the podium, he just goes "fuck him." So, and now he's got the T-shirt that says "fuck him," and he says "fuck him" regarding everything that's going on in the Bullet Club. He's part of the firing squad, of course, so he's on that side of things, and he's all over being the elite. Talk about that a little bit later, saying "fuck him" when it comes to Juice Robinson and the Jim Ross situation and everything else going on in the G1. So Fale doing the fuck 'em gimmick. But yeah, Hangman Page.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, yeah. But yeah,
I have to go through my dog's in the other room.
Oh, okay, no problem. But yeah, Hangman Page, the first couple of nights of the tournament here, he's got two. Well, he won versus Bad Luck Fale via a DQ when the rest of the firing squad, the Tongans, come out and attack. So that was kind of our first taste of Skullduggery in the tournament. So he goes into night 2, or night 3, I should say, versus Elgin.
That's exactly what I said was going to happen. That they were just going to come in and just dog slap the shit out of him night 1.
Right.
I wasn't expecting a fucking DQ though.
yeah. So Hangman Page gets the win there. So an easy 2 points, and getting his ass beat by the Tongans or whatever. But then
looking like a fucking stud at that press conference though.
Yeah, Hangman Page looked good. Calling out Fale saying fuck him. I was just talking about that when you were dealing with the dogs there, and then Hangman Page's post-match stuff is it's not great, but it's getting there. I liked how he talked about the victory against Fale. He's like, yeah, it was a victory, but I mean, I came out on the bottom of that thing. I really gotta pick things up. And then he goes and has a good match with Elgin, but loses. And so he's like, man, I really got to pick things up because I mean, he's got big things right around the corner. I'm looking ahead here. Who's he got coming up? Okada. So he's in the main event on Friday night here. So we'll get into those and preview those here pretty soon.
Hangman though, he's just one of those guys though. It's like you can't coddle that guy. You just gotta throw him in front of the line and let him go to war. And he shows up every time. It's just those experiences. He's the future, man.
Well, speaking of Okada, he's not doing so well, but he's coming in. He came in loosey-goosey, and in the press conference, he said, "I'm going in. I lost to Zack, Sabre, I lost to Omega, but I'm going into the G1 with a smile." I heard a really great comparison on one of the Pro Wrestling Torch's VIP audio feed, or maybe it was a free one. Anyway, Rich Fan over there at Pro Wrestling Torch, he said Okada is like a recently divorced dad or something. The wife got the house and the kids, but he's got the convertible, and he's just running around having a good time. He's coming out with balloons. He's got the cut off T-shirt on. He's coming out. He's loosey goosey, but he's losing. He loses in this great match to it was a good.
Is it happiness though, or is it false happiness?
Right, that's the question. He's still he's putting on this facade of being happy and a party guy, but at the end of the day, he goes back to his studio apartment. He parks the convertible in the underground garage, and he's just left
with Chuck E. T.
Right. He's sitting there with his a couple of cardboard boxes and some takeout Chinese. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. Watches Scooby-Doo reruns on his black and white TV that's sitting on the floor. So Okada's on the downward spiral. Jay White beats him here night 1 in what I thought was a 3.5-star match. But again, you got the Skullduggery here at the end. But again,
is the story there? Or go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go.
I was going to say, with Jay White, though, the point there is just getting him that more dastardly, more heelish there, getting him those big wins. Like, right. I did have him down to beat Okada for night 1 just because, night 1, that's a big night. And he came out and he left an exclamation point. And I love that. It was against his own teammate and everything. And you had, Romero on the commentary questioning everything. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's why you don't treat your teammate. It's like, he wants that win, though. He doesn't give a fuck. And to come out and essentially do the same thing against another legend, in New Japan, it's getting him that those big wins and putting him, past that United States title picture from now on.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. It does all of that, elevates him a little bit, but then gets him the heat because of the Skullduggery with the chair shots and taking out the referee late in the match. So. But yeah, good match with Okada and Jay White there.
That's another thing. I did actually watch him. It would have been night 2 in the undercards, essentially. When he was like, "Fuck this! I'm in the G1," and it just completely dips out in the middle of his tag match. It's like that little shit. I'm loving it. And he does have a bad knee, and then starts storming back to the ring just to tag out. It's like those little details. It's like he's doing the heel thing right, where it's kind of a bunch of fucking bullshit happening,
Well, and I liked how he was
backing it up.
I liked how night 2 he was teaming up with I believe it was Yo from Roppongi 3K.
Yeah, there were some weird teams that night.
And he was and he was trying to get Yo to cheat towards at the end of the match there, he was trying to get him to use a chair, and he refused to use the chair, but then he got rolled up and got beat, and Jay White had the chance to run in and make the save right there, but he's like, fuck it. So just a little more heat there on the Switchblade. Night 2,
just adding that element to that fuckery.
Yes, yeah. Night 2, Jay White goes and beats Hiroshi Tanahashi, so another legendary name in New Japan. Tanahashi coming off that hot win on Night 1 versus Minoru Suzuki. Haven't really talked about. Well, yeah, we talked about that. I'm sorry, but yeah, having that big win there. But so both guys coming in here with a win. Jay White keeping that momentum going. But I only gave this one 2.5 stars because again, it was all the fucking skullduggery at the end. They trade low blows at the end of the match while the ref is distracted. White blatantly throws the referee into Tanahashi on the top rope. So much skullduggery, but he gets the win with the Blade Runner after all that BS. But yeah, Jay White racking up the points here, night 1 and 2. I think we covered just about all of those matches there. Yeah, Hangman Page and Elgin. Evil beat Yoshihashi on night 2, pretty much expected there. Nothing much to talk about. We talked about Mackabe beating Suzuki already. That was a great match. Let's talk about let's jump to B block now on night
B block.
Night 2. We talked about that undercard a little bit with Jay White already. Sanada versus Hiroki Goto I thought was a pretty good match here. I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, man.
Goto does win with the GTR after the draping reverse GTR. Sanada's selling his arm a bit after a big dive to the floor. Sanada hits his own Ushigoroshi, kind of teasing Goto with Goto's move there. Hits the skull end, but lets go and misses a moonsault. Good late reversals and finishing attempts and back and forth there towards the end of the match. But Goto getting the victory first night in the B block. So Sanada's got some making up to do right away. Any other thoughts on that one there, Taco?
No, that was a good kickoff for Goto. I wasn't expecting that hell of a match out of the two.
Yeah. And then, I kind of skipped ahead here. I missed the first couple of things from night 2 in the B block. Toru Yano versus Tomohiro Ishii. Again, 2 tag team partners, usually both members of Chaos here, and Yano known for, it's Yano's gimmick that he brings the skullduggery, of course. But then Ishii beats Yano with Yano's own gimmick. He hits the low blow and rolls him up, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I at the time I only gave it. I was debating between 3 and 2.5 stars, whatever, because it wasn't much of a match, but I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was fun seeing Yano kind of try to act serious or whatever, and then Ishii beating Yano with his own gimmick there at the end. I thought was kind of fun.
His own goofy shit.
Yeah. Juice Robinson versus Tama Tonga. I was expecting more from these two. I gave this 1 star. I thought it was slow. I thought it was a WWE style finish. Again, with this skullduggery here, Tama Tonga wins with the gun stun after Tonga Loa interferes and the referee distractions and all of that stuff. So I was looking for more out of this one.
It's kind of what I was expecting out of it. I think that Bullet Club is getting that heat, getting that villain side because they're just too easy. They're too easy to cheer. It's the Cody effect. You see Bullet Club and you want to cheer for it automatically. So, for the Civil War, someone needs to be booed out of the building in a sense. They're doing all the things right for that.
Yeah, you're right. But again, I worry about too much skullduggery. But Tama Tonga is one of those guys that if he comes off too cool in the ring, he'll start to get over. I think with the audience because he's a cool talker.
I lost a little bit there.
No problem. He's a cool talker. Tama Tonga is, and he's got some cool stuff in the ring too. So I think you're right. I think it's important for them to kind of establish this heel mentality.
It's a good win too for him to come in up because we got they got a couple more America events coming up, don't they? Like the Madison Square Garden. Is that going to be this year?
Well, the Madison Square Garden shows WrestleMania weekend next year.
Okay. But they still got, one or two shows coming up yet this year in California.
Yeah, there's the September 30th show. So Tama Tonga could now challenge for the United States Championship there, depending on what happens when Tama Tonga faces Kenny Omega. That's a potential matchup for the Walter Pyramid on September 30th as well. So yeah, there's that. There's definitely potential there. And again, my picks were kind of ass backwards here too. Like earlier, you said you and pretty much everybody predicted that Jay White would beat Okada, and that would be the big upset of the tournament. And I said the big upset would be Naito beating Omega. And of course,
I was so back and forth on that one though. Like when I was filling out my bracket, I was a dumbass and put Okada winning every single match, and I was like, that first night though, like Jay White's got to establish himself. He's the new guy. He's the rookie in this. The baby face. So he comes in, pins Okada. That's good steam for him, but he's taking more than that. He's getting booze, nasty, and hiss.
but my point was too there with Jay White. He needs the momentum more than
Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix. Who did he beat night one? Okada, of course. Yes, he needs the momentum more than Okada, and they're still telling the sad Okada story. Juice Robinson, he's the champ. He's already over, but we're still establishing heel Tama Tonga, so that's the natural story to tell. And then jumping ahead a little bit to the main event of night 2 that I was just talking about, Omega is the new IWGP champion, and so we got to tell that story. So it made sense for him to beat Naito here, because now we want to see Naito beat Omega more. So now there's extra motivation for Naito to come back and win the entire tournament. So I thought that match too, by the way, was really good. I gave that the full 5 stars. Early mocking and spitting on each other from both guys in that match. Great counters to signature moves. I mean, that's all they do, basically. They just counter each other's signature offense until something sticks. It's just insane good stuff. Omega pulls up the mats outside of the ring, but they never go back to that spot. So that'll be something to look forward to in the future, where the mats get pulled up and then you forget about them, and then they go back to it. But they didn't even go back to it this time, which I thought was interesting.
Save it for later, Bank.
Right. Omega hits that big springboard high cross over the barricade that he does in these big matches. V triggers the Naito. Naito counters the one-winged angel with a reverse Rana. Beautiful reverse Rana. Great late teasers of finishers and counters in this match. Naito hits 2 Destino-like reverse DDTs. I believe on English commentary he called them Destinos, and they were for near falls. But I will still contend that it is not an actual full Destino until Naito does the full arm twist and then the back flip around. That is the full Destino.
We need to do some research on this.
I'm telling you,
get a pie chart and some schematics.
I'm telling you, if he hits just a plain old reverse DDT, it's a near fall. But it's the full on finisher when he does the full arm twist and then the flipping into the Destino, the reverse DDT. That is the actual Destino finisher. So look for the arm twist and then the Destino. That's the actual finisher. So he never hits that version of the Destino. Omega counters the Destino into a tombstone pile driver for a near fall late in the match. Hits the one-winged angel. Kenny Omega maintains that momentum as new champion. And now, like I said, now we want to see this match again at Wrestle Kingdom. And we want to see Naito beat Omega. Naito and Omega have some history here too. They were 1-1 in the last couple of G1 climaxes here. Last year, Naito beat Omega in the finals, and the year before, Omega beat Naito in the final day of block play to go on to the finals, where he faced Goto, when that was the one that the G1 that Omega won there. So some history between these two here. And so Kenny Omega winning the rubber match, but then can Naito win that championship? That's the big thing. Is Naito he hasn't won the championship at the Tokyo Dome. He failed against Okada last year, and he failed against Omega here in just the singles match. But can he go back to the Dome? Can he win it 2 years in a row? And can he beat Omega or whoever the champion is at the time in the Dome? So
I think Omega should just win this whole thing and just say, fuck it, triple threat, Wrestle Kingdom. Let's figure out who's top dog.
Ooh, I don't want a triple threat. To jump back to the press conference a little bit, just because this thought popped up in my head, going back to Zack Sabre. I liked what he said at the press conference, saying, I want to win the G1 Climax tournament, then I want to challenge for the championship back in England, and then go into Wrestle Kingdom as the champion. I thought that was kind of just a cool thing.
He also said that he's bringing it home.
Yes, to talk about the World Cup stuff going on, or to whatever that.
Yeah,
World Cup, because World Cup is what I'm trying to say. Other match from night 2 we haven't talked about yet, Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Speaking of Zack Sabre Jr., this one I thought another great match, 4.5 stars for me. So right up there, up there with the great matches of the tournament so far. And the history between these two was definitely at play, which was talked about on English commentary as well. Kevin Kelly's been doing a phenomenal job. So last year in the Climax, Zack Sabre beats Kota Ibushi, but Kota Ibushi had not unveiled the Kamigoye knee strike finisher yet. And then earlier this year, Zack Sabre beats him again in the New Japan Cup. So Kota Ibushi was looking for that revenge, and now he has the Kamigoye and uses that to get the victory here. I thought a very good match. The story of the match for me was the grappling of Zack Sabre Jr. versus the strikes and power of Kota Ibushi. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. What can you say about these guys? They're always so fun to watch. Like, I can never get sick of it.
Zack Sabre countering that golden triangle into the heel hook on the floor was a really cool spot. Sabre just counters every hope spot that, like, Ibushi never dies, of course, but he builds up and builds up. It finally gets a little bit of hope in there, but Zack Sabre just brings him right back down. Just really good stuff. Very dramatic. 1 count near fall after a very nice sequence late in the match. One thing I noted about this match, we didn't have a bunch of meaningless 2 counts in the match. Not, Zack Sabre isn't going for near falls every 5 seconds, and Ibushi can't keep his momentum going enough to get a near fall. So when that 1 count happens kind of late in the match, it's like it stood out because, number one, they weren't doing a bunch of 2 count near falls within the first 30 seconds, 2 to 5 minutes or whatever. It was late in the match and it was a 1 count, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that. So I thought that was an interesting and cool spot in the match. Late in the match, there's the slap fight. Ibushi comes out on top of that, of course, because he's the stronger striker, of course. Zack Sabre counters the Kamigoye late in the match, which I thought was really cool. The kind of the MMA style checking of the Kamigoye I thought was pretty cool there. So good stuff from both of those guys, and Ibushi getting big win night 1 of the tournament. So how are you feeling about your picks so far, Taco, after all 3 nights of these these first 3 nights here?
Not so hot. Well, we got possible 30 points to get. I'm at like 16.
I just marked I got 4 I got 3 correct in the A block and 3 correct in the B block. Well, B block I did pretty good because they've only had the 1 night, so I got 3 out of 5 matches.
I got 4 correct in each block.
So you're doing a little better than me then. So anyway, let's talk about the next week of the G1 Climax. We got 4 days this week. They go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is why it's going to be hard to fit that Impact pay-per-view in on Sunday here, but we'll see what happens. We're going to carry on starting on by the time you hear this on Thursday, you'll probably be able to watch the Thursday show from Korakuen Hall this time. We got the next 2 shows are going to be from Korakuen Hall. So staying here in back to Tokyo, I should say, for these shows. And they do well in Korakuen Hall. They always got hot crowds in Korakuen Hall. So I'm expecting some big news coming out of these shows. Sanada is going to take on Tama Tonga here. I got Tama Tonga winning this one, and that's probably a smart pick on my part here because I think he's going to carry on that momentum. And against Sanada, I'd like to see a little less of the skullduggery, but I suppose anything's possible, Taco.
I had Sanada winning that other match of his with Goto.
Okay.
So I wasn't expecting that hell of a match out of Goto, to be honest with you. So that's one I actually I not accidentally watched twice, but it was one I had on in the background. I was like, God damn, these guys are fucking tearing it up right now. And I definitely had to go back and rewatch that one. And I don't really do that often with Goto matches, but
I don't think I've ever done that with a Goto match.
Right?
So
I was kind of hoping Sanada would get the pinfall out of it, but I'm always team Sanada. I always have him going far and good, but he always disappoints.
Yeah, it was a theme going into last year's G1 that everybody was kind of expecting big things from Sanada, and after last year's performance, I'm not expecting big things.
Me neither. I have him at 6 points for the G1.
Yeah, I believe that's where I've got him at 6 points too. I've only got him beating Yano. I've got him beating Juice, which would be a good win for him, and I got him beating Kota Ibushi too, that sticks out like a sore thumb. So that might be a bad pick there too.
I actually had him Juice and Yano.
Oh, there you go. Oh, no, wait, I don't have. I was looking at the. Wait a minute. Where am I at here? Sanada. Yeah, I got him beating Kota Ibushi. That's weird. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Toru Yano is going to take on Zack Sabre Jr. I got Zack Sabre in that one.
Oh, and which one?
Zack Sabre versus Toru Yano.
Same.
Okay. Juice Robinson versus Kota Ibushi. I got Ibushi in that one.
Oh, where am I at? Professionals. Yeah, same.
And that's an interesting story too, because is Kota Ibushi going to want a U.S. title shot, or is he focused on bigger and better things? Perhaps going for Kenny's IWGP Championship. Does he want to do the tag team thing with Kenny Omega? Go ahead.
That's one match I definitely was back and forth on, with Juice being the champion and everything right now, and I want him to get a big fucking win over someone in this match, because that promo afterwards is gonna be fucking straight fucking fire, and I need that shit. And I feel like Ibushi would have been a good one. Like, I beat Kota motherfucking Ibushi. Like,
yeah, that would be hot.
So yeah, I definitely have some eraser marks on there, but no, I stuck with Ibushi. But I'm looking forward to that big win, because he's the beatable champ.
Right, but he really needs some momentum here. I mean, he lost to Tama Tonga in that bullshit victory, but this will be a straight-up match here. So I think Robinson is going to look really, really good, and I think it's going to be a close match. But I just gotta pick Kota Ibushi, man.
The big ones I have with him are Ishii, because I feel like that's gonna be a future match for Ishii. He's like, no, give me that title. Let's fucking do this shit. So.
Well, speaking of Ishii, he takes on Tetsuya Naito. I got Naito finally getting a victory here.
Same.
And then the main event, Hiroki Goto, never openweight champion, versus IWGP heavyweight champion Kenny Omega. I got Omega winning here, maintaining his new championship momentum.
See, this was also a match that I was really going back and forth on. Actually, it did go back and watch some Goto matches. And no, I'm making this up. I definitely have Omega winning this one, but after that last performance, man, like, Goto's been stepping up. We dog on the dude, but after he's been stepping up. So against Omega in the main event, fuck, this should be a hell of a match.
Well, and again, this is a rematch from the G1 finals from 2 years ago. So Goto looking for some revenge here, coming off that big victory on night one there. too. So,
Sure.
so there's that. So then on Friday night, this is also from Korakuen Hall. Back to the A block now.
A block.
Yoshihashi versus Minoru Suzuki. Does Minoru Suzuki's winning streak or losing streak come to an end here? I believe so. I got Suzuki getting a win, getting his first win over Yoshihashi.
It sucks that Suzuki won those other matches lost those other matches because I actually had this as my big upset fucking loss for Suzuki. So yeah.
Michael Elgin versus former U.S. champ Jay White. I've got Jay White here, but I usually go against Michael Elgin in my picks, as you'll notice. But I think with Jay White, with what he's been doing with the Skullduggery is an interesting story. But both these guys coming in here with 2 wins each, so this will be an important win here, I think. And is Michael Elgin the guy that they tell the story with, of the guy that can withstand the Skullduggery here? I hope not, but I'm picking Jay White. Who do you got in this one, Taco?
I have Elgin. I know Joe has Elgin winning 0 also, so it's going to burn me a little bit, but yeah, Jay White.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Bad Luck Fale. A little bit of history between these two, but I got Tanahashi going over in this one.
Yeah, same.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Togi
promo ever.
Yes. Togi Mackabe taking on Evil. Mackabe coming off that big win against Suzuki, and Evil needing some momentum here, but I picked Evil. But again, I didn't pick Mackabe to be 2-0 going into night 3 in the A block either. So
I had Mackabe with 4 points, so if he gets any more, I'm fucked.
So this is a big test for Evil here. And does Mackabe maintain this momentum and become a sneaky guy in the to be a story in the finals? And then finally, main event for Friday night: Okada versus Hangman Page. And then again, the question here: Okada on the losing streak. Does he turn it around against Hangman Page, or does Page get this huge signature victory that he can hang his hat on?
Really huge.
Coming out of this, I picked Okada here, but I didn't know Okada was going to, I didn't have Okada losing those first 2 matches in my picks here. So
I actually had to put Page's dick in its own category.
I don't know. What do you think? You think Page is going to pull this one out here, Taco?
Man, I'm actually looking forward to this match.
Yeah.
This is what I was just saying earlier. Is Hangman Page is that guy? You can't baby him, you can't coddle him, you can't. I've been liking the rumblings on Twitter about the C block, but you can't C block him. You gotta feed him the fire, and this is the fire. And yeah, man, this is learning experience for him. So Okada's gonna lay it down on him, but man, I'm expecting some good spots in this.
Yeah, I think Okada puts on such great matches. I mean, the near falls in this match are going to be really, really good, because I genuinely don't know, is Okada going to go 0-3, and is Hangman Page going to get that? I'm like rooting for Hangman Page in this situation, right? Just because I think it would be such a cool moment, especially in Korakuen Hall with that hot Tokyo crowd. So that'll be fun to see. Even though I picked Okada, I'm rooting for Page in the situation. So I'm a winner either way, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Moving on to Saturday. This one also from Korakuen Hall. So we're doing 3 Korakuen Halls in a row here. Back to the B block now.
B block.
Kota Ibushi versus Toru Yano. This was my Yano upset of the tournament, so I got Yano in this one. I imagine you got. Did you go the other way on this one, Taco?
I got Ibushi on this one.
Sanada versus Zack Sabre Jr. I got Sabre.
Who's he facing? Sanada?
Sanada, yeah.
Yeah, I got Sabre.
Does he do it with the Zack driver in this one, I wonder?
Maybe.
I actually want to see him bust out the orienteering with Napalm Death again. We haven't seen that for a while, so that would be more fun, I think. But you know what? I like how Sanada. This is kind of a battle of. It should be an interesting battle of submissions here, because Sanada uses that skull end, and he's been finding fun and unique and interesting ways. Getting into it from like a moonsault and stuff like that. So I think the finishing stuff going back and forth with the submission holds. Should be pretty interesting towards the end of that match.
What if Zack Sabre Jr. is the only guy that can get out of the Paradise Lock?
Ooh, that's certainly. I think he's got him in that before though. So, but
you're right.
Maybe Zack Sabre figures it out. Who knows? He's crafty, that Zack Sabre Jr. Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito. Again, I got Naito winning here, but again, it's a story of Naito's not really interested in the U.S. title, so I don't think you'll see this as a United States Championship future matchup. But I kind of like the idea of Juice after every time he loses, going to the back and be like, all right, so now I got 3 guys that are ready to fucking challenge me for this U.S. belt once this tournament's over. Let's bring them on, motherfucker. So I like the idea of Juice. Every time he loses, he's still that fighting champion. He's willing to defend that title no matter who it is. So maybe that'll be the story here if Juice takes all of these losses here. This is the big one that we've been waiting for. Kenny Omega versus Tama Tonga. Bullet Club Wars here. I picked Tama Tonga to get the win here. I expect the skullduggery. I expect the bullshit. Although, it could be a story too if Tama Tonga leaves the firing squad in the back and does it on his own. I don't expect that, but it'll be interesting to see. You got Tama Tonga going over here, Taco?
I guess I went Omega on this one.
Okay. Interesting. You got the momentum continuing behind the champion. And that could be a thing, too, where, Tama Tonga beats Juice Robinson early in the tournament, and he just goes on to challenge for that.
Excuse me. No, I was looking at that wrong. I do have him losing.
So you got Tama Tonga winning, is what you're saying?
I do have Tama Tonga winning.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong line.
Okay. So then the main event, Goto versus Ishii. I got Ishii going on here because I want to see that Ishii versus Goto never openweight championship match at either Destruction or King of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I got Ishii here, this one, for that match as well.
All right, then finally, Sunday, we move on to a different arena in Tokyo. And this is back to the A block, of course.
A block!
Elgin versus Yoshihashi. I got Elgin in that one, of course.
I got Yoshihashi.
Ooh, go Yoshi.
Yeah, fuck Elgin.
Get that head hunter. Get that karma. Minoru Suzuki.
Come on, bedhead.
Minoru Suzuki taking on Jay White. I got Suzuki in this one, and again, with me making the picks before the tournament, this is a more interesting matchup with Suzuki on his losing streak, if it's continuing, and does Jay White maintain momentum? But then again, you got 2 skullduggery guys here, too. You got Minoru Suzuki, who's actually, Suzuki has not really brought the other Suzuki Gun guys into his matches so much, but Suzuki is not afraid to take the fight outside of the ring and get chairs involved and do all the bullshit at ringside either. So this will be a heavy brawl match, I think.
Yeah, I got Suzuki here.
Tanahashi versus Hangman Page. Ooh, this should be really good. Third from the top, though, which is interesting, though, too. But does Page come into this with the win over Okada? What's Page's story at this stage of the tournament? And what's Tanahashi's story, quite frankly, too? But I got Tanahashi in this one. Who do you got here?
I got Tanahashi.
Evil versus Bad Luck Fale. I got Fale winning here. Another ugly law. Evil's having an ugly start to the tournament in my predictions, but I got him with a nice run in the middle, I think. But who do you got in Fale and Evil?
I got Evil in this one, actually.
Then the main event, Togi Mackabe coming off some big key victories here versus Suzuki and possibly who's he going to face on Friday? He's facing Evil, so that's possibly there's a chance here that Mackabe could be undefeated going into a match versus Okada here on Sunday. So that'll be very interesting. But I've got Okada going over here, as most people do. What do you got there, Taco?
Is it Mackabe and Okada?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah, Okada.
Okay. So those are the next 4 days. We get a nice break after Sunday. They don't. They take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off again next week. So we get a break between Sunday and Thursday next week. So we'll talk about those matches when we talk Strong Honor next week here on the show. All right, before we get to Ring of Honor, I want to talk about this week's Being the Elite. Of course, we had the Jacksons, the Young Bucks, joining the Alpha Club with Clinton Dix, with Chris Jericho a couple of weeks ago. We had Marty Scurll spying on the whole situation. So Marty Scurll went and revealed to Kenny Omega and Cody that these shenanigans are going on, that the Young Bucks are abandoning the Bullet Club for the Alpha Club. And Cody's upset. He's like, "Are you kidding me? This is bullshit." And he very slyly takes off his, like, Cody is wearing an Alpha Club pin, but he kind of sneakily takes it off as Marty Scurll is giving him this news. So he's upset. They're going to go confront the Alpha Club. So they go confront them, and this is going to be a match on the Jericho Cruise between the Alpha Club and Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, and Cody. So fun stuff there from Being the Elite early on there. Then we had SoCal Uncensored. They're finally back in Hollywood. They're in Southern California. We're looking forward to the payoff, the celebration, but we didn't get it. Christopher Daniels is so upset. He's bitching about Stephen Amell. He's like, "God damn it, that Stephen Amell, I tried to frame him for murdering famous dick wrestler Joey Ryan, and it didn't work." Because Christopher Daniels is a big comic book guy, right? And so for whatever reason, he hates the series Arrow. So that's the whole gimmick here. We're probably going to get a match between these two at All In. So we're building that up now.
Okay.
Chase and Yujiro find the Golden Lovers in a unique spot in Japan, and they demand to have more FaceTime on Being the Elite. Damn it! Yujiro says, "Are you a racist?" So accusing Kenny Omega as Kota Ibushi is sitting right next to him, which was really hilarious. So
that's awesome.
But Kenny's like, "Hey man, it's the G1. You guys are going to get all kinds of FaceTime here on Being the Elite." So we're going to get some Chase and Yujiro stuff over the next month or so.
All right.
Scurll and Marty Scurll and Matt Jackson are in the back of PWG, and they're being dicks to Joey Janela. Comes in all nice and introduces himself like a proper guy should, and then they shit all over him like, "Who's this fucking indie bullshit guy?" Blah blah blah. But then Marty Scurll explains, "Well, that's indie sensation Joey Janela," and he's like, "Fuck him. Who does he think he is coming in here?" And then it turns out Joey Janela is just standing there the whole time. "I can hear everything you're saying." So I just thought that was a funny interaction there. Hangman Page tries to throw away his signature cowboy boots that have the blood stain on them from when he murdered Joey Ryan. So he throws the boots away. Then he joins Kenny Omega and Chase Owens for some video games. They're going to play some Mario Tennis. But Hangman Page gets Hangman Page gets so into it that he starts flashing back to when he was swinging the phone and killing Joey Ryan, and he ends up swinging a phone and going after Chase Owens, and they have to calm him down. So that was funny. And then we had Fale talking with Juice in the back, and Juice asks him about the JR situation, and Fale's like, "Fuck him." And he asks him about a couple other things going on, and he just says, "Fuck him." So that's the Fale gimmick now. So fun stuff there. Let's talk some Ring of Honor. So got the Ring of Honor TV this week, but then we got we're back to the Ring of Honor house show going on. We got one this Friday, and then Saturday we got TV tapings in Atlanta. So the Friday show on Honor Club, that's going to be from Nashville, and then more TV tapings from Center Stage in Atlanta. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but some hot stuff on that card. Ring of Honor TV this week opened with Kelly Klein versus Jenny Rose. Kelly Klein got the win with the end of the match here after a suplex roll through. I did not like this match. Jenny Rose is a better wrestler than Kelly Klein. Kelly Klein did look like a house of garbage here. Taco, any thoughts on this match?
It was what it was.
Women.
The dogs have been going around begging people or trying to find money. They stole $6 from a jobber a couple of weeks ago. Now they're begging. they're begging Cody for money so that they can pay off a partner that they have for the 6-man gauntlet. Cody says he doesn't have any money. He's putting together this all-in thing, so they threaten to go ask Marty Scurll, and he says, fuck that, here's a whole bunch of money. So he gives them the money so they can hire Shane Taylor to be their partner in the 6-man gauntlet main event. Go ahead, Taco.
Oh, I was just saying, nice.
Then the 6-man gauntlet. What'd you think of this match, Taco? This big main event. The winner is going to face off with the Kingdom for the 6-man championship sometime.
Kingdom, yes. It's fucking. They were great on commentary that whole match, and there's definitely a conspiracy, and they keep furthering their points. And when is he going to get his title shot? That's the big question. But
and
yeah, I thought the match was fun. Actually, I wasn't really expecting too much out of it, and I'm glad they actually just pretty much made the whole episode.
Yeah, it was a fun gauntlet match. You had the Dogs with Shane Taylor in there doing their gimmick or whatever, and then the first team they faced was a mishmash of a bunch of guys called the Melvins, of course, by Matt Taven, Alex Shelley, LSG, and Jonathan Gresham. LSG rolls up Little Willie after he comes in with a big hot tag. Looked great on that hot tag. So they move on to the next round of the gauntlet. It's Silas Young, the Beer City Bruiser, and Brian Malonis this time. Gresham and Silas just do endless amounts of standing switches here. They just keep going over and over again.
Then they go to a commercial break and then they come back and it's like, okay, headlock, wrestling. Oh, let's do some more.
Right. But the crowd was into it, so it was kind of funny.
Oh, it was fun. It was definitely fun.
LSG.
It was the spot for it.
Yeah. LSG gets a big win again here. This time he pins Malonis, hits a big 450 splash off the top rope after surviving the big Malonis leg drop, the double team from the, what are they calling them? The Bouncers, Beer City Bruiser and Brian Malonis. So
who's the team of that? Isn't he like, what's up with Coast to Coast?
They said on the TV show that Shaheem Ali got in a car accident. So.
Oh, shit.
And I think I heard something about that. Obviously, these tapings were a while ago now. Who knows what his situation is, if he's back yet or not. I didn't look that up. So, but yeah, they said it was a car.
Recovery.
Yeah, no kidding. Then it was SCU versus the Melvins here again. SCU wins with Celebrity Rehab over LSG. So he had the first two wins in the first two matches. Here he takes the loss after taking that devastating finisher, of course, from the Bouncers in the previous fall there. So SCU move on. I'm rooting for SCU because I want to see SCU versus the Kingdom. I'm into it. But then the final match comes out, and it's Kenny King, Eli Isom, and Chucky T. I love Colt Cabana. Every time Eli Isom comes out, he's like, who is this guy? Eli who? Going back to like Super Card of Honor, it was like that super long show, and they have this Eli Isom match, and of course the only reason they had that was so they could do the Bully Ray thing, but even that went on for too long. But in that match too, Colt Cabana's like, what? Eli Isom, what are we doing? Why is this on this show? So I dig it every time this Isom guy comes out. Colt Cabana's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then Isom pins Christopher Daniels after countering Angel's Wings to get the win here. So that was kind of the cool story of the match, was this Isom dude. Go ahead.
I was gonna say too, at the end too, Colt Cabana saying like, how do you even spell Isom? And then you can hear everyone in the booth just losing their shit as the show goes off here. It was awesome.
Yeah, really good stuff there. So yeah, him getting up the big victory. So it's going to be Kenny King, Chucky T, and Eli Isom versus the Kingdom.
Shout out to fucking Kazarian though in that fucking match. Like that dude just keeps further improving why he's one of the most solid performers in that fucking ring every time he steps in. Like the crowd hardly reacted to it. There was no fucking pop on the internet for it, but that dude's fucking diving Hurricane to the outside that he did to Kenny King. It was spotless. It was flawless. And it's not like he's a Rey Mysterio, Andrade, or AJ Styles kind of guy.
He's good though.
He's big. He's thick. He can move. And it's God, like the crowd was just like, oh yeah, that's cool, and like kept moving on. SCU, because that dude keeps showing up, man. Like, fucking, I don't know why he's not clicking with some people that like others are, but fucking, he's good.
I'm on the Kazarian bandwagon, man. He's looked great the last couple of years. He's got himself into phenomenal shape. They talk about
just consistent though.
Yep, he's great in the ring, and his rants on being the elite about whatever shit town they're in are always really good. He's always cutting promos on whatever town they're in. So, I'm Kazarian's a star in my book, and I'm completely behind. I need to see the SCU thing kind of turn these guys babyface by the end of the year. That's got to be the story here, right? Because
it's weird. I got 2 major Ring of Honor T-shirts, and it's a Kazarian and Kingdom shirt.
There you go. All right, let's preview this Honor Club show coming up Friday night. Ring of Honor Television Championship match. Scorpio Sky is going to take on Punishment Martinez. I don't expect a title change there, but again, that's how Punishment Martinez won the TV title, so you never know. But should be a good match here. It should be decent.
Yeah, Punishment Martinez is one of those guys we definitely dogged on, and he's making himself a star. He made himself a star. He's looking good. So yeah, I'm Team Martinez.
Karen Q is going to take on Sumi Sakai. This is a proving ground match. So if Karen Q can get a win here, I reckon she gets a title shot down the line. Karen Q, she hasn't stood out to me as very good or very bad, but I don't know. This should be okay. I'm not jumping out of my chair at this one or anything. Any thoughts on this one, Taco?
Yeah, no, she was fun to watch. God, I want them to do something with Sumi Sakai, because it's like she's a champion. She's willing to wrestle, but it's just hard to connect her with the audience, with us, with the audience. So
yeah, I mean they're booking her.
That belt.
Yeah, at least they're doing a good job booking. She's being booked strong. She's getting victories. She's just there's just not that connection there. So, all right, we'll see how they go going forward. Then we had a 3-way tag match here, not for the championships or anything. It doesn't say, but the Young Bucks versus Daniels and Kazarian, the Addiction, also SCU, versus the Briscoes. So a 3-way tag should be really good with those 3 teams.
Yeah, that'll be a hell of a match. Who do you pick?
I mean, it doesn't say anything about it being a championship match, so I imagine they just came off the thing with the Briscoes. So if the Addiction pick up a win here, we could see a potential tag match between the Addiction and the Young Bucks again. But that almost feels like a rerun at this point. We've seen so many matches between really all 3 of these teams. I mean, you've kind of hit all the notes you can hit in the Ring of Honor tag team division, but I mean, they deliver though too. Every time these guys have matches, they're good matches.
They definitely do deliver, but it was like that match when the Kingdom weren't put in, and it was just pretty much like you said, another rerun with the other guys. So it was like, yeah, let's that was my big probably complaint with Ring of Honor TV this week, was definitely you see how the 3-man, how useless 3-man championships are. Like, they're great for the Kingdom, they're great for like the SCU that's going on, but
I like some of this. I like some of this stuff because you got pretty much endless Bullet Club ways you could go. You do have the Shane Taylor, the guy for hire that could go to any team, and I like Silas and the Bruisers as a 3-man team. So I think there's a little bit more depth there that you're talking about. But you are right.
Two teams just randomly thrown together, and it's like, all right, well, where's all of Motor City Machine Gun and a person to form like a mini stable, or
right?
That's I didn't know that about Coast to Coast, but it's like, where's Coast to Coast and another guy? So it's just it's very odd to have the teams that were put together, but it's still a new championship. It's crazy to think that a year ago, like the Kingdom are bitching about how they didn't get their title, complaining about how they didn't get their title shot or rematch on a different belt that's brand new, and they've already changed the design of the belt, so it's like it's still a fresh, brand new belt. You know, it's still going to get steps out there, it's footing out there, and you know that's kind of how I'm kind of looking at the Women of Honor Championship is like. Just give it time, get more talented. You know, just keep it flowing. You can't go too far with it yet.
Then it looks like we might be setting up a Bullet Club versus Kingdom feud here. We got a couple of interesting singles matches. It could just be a house show thing, but who knows? So we got Matt Taven versus Marty Scurll on this show. That should be good.
That should definitely be good.
And I'm not sure who to predict in that one. Again, it's a house show here. So I like Taven, so I'm going to go Taven on that one.
I'll play devil's advocate and go Scurll.
And then you got TK O'Ryan versus Cody. I'm smelling a Cody victory here, but you never know. You could have some Vinny Marcellia balloons under the ring skullduggery here, too.
I don't think Cody will get ripped under the ring. He's above that.
Then you got the big NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match, Flip Gordon versus Nick Aldis. I'm picking.
That's Friday? Oh, shit.
That's Friday, man. I'm picking Flip. That's the story. He wins the championship to face Cody at All In. I'm doing it. I'm all in with this story. I love it.
Man, a part of me wants Aldis to retain because he's coming to town and I want to see that NWA championship in person. But yeah, I got to go Flip on this one. It's just the whole book Flip, you know, everyone before Flip, and Flip's got to get in this. You know, I feel like All In is Flip's turf now. So yeah, let's get gold on him and get him above Cody. That'll just be fun.
Where is Aldis going to be wrestling here locally?
They're doing a thing at a local brewery, Tommy Dreamer. Yeah, I don't have the thing up right now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good little event coming up. So
okay, cool.
The Classic First Wrestling guys, shout out to them, always putting on a good show.
Okay, so it is a first wrestling thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So Eric Cannon's promotion, if you don't know, he puts on the big shows at First Ave here, the WrestlePaloozas or whatever. You can check those out. That last show was really good. Over at I think they're on Smart Mark Video, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
So
it was definitely a fun ride.
Yeah. Really good show last time out. Chucky T versus Bully Ray is the only other advertised match on this show. Question is Colt Cabana going to do a run-in on this one here? Or is a Cheeseburger going to make an appearance?
Man, you don't know. Fucking Colt wants to get some action. Him on commentary, him going at it with Matt Taven after Taven was calling everyone idiots. Like Colt was getting worked up a little bit. So I think we get some Colt Cabana action out there. Boom, boom.
Right. So interesting to note here that the new champ, Jay Lethal, not on the card. Of course, the controversy continuing with the Taylor Hendricks situation, the he said, she said situation. Jay Lethal tried to put some defense out there on Twitter. I think we talked about this last week, too. So nothing really new has come out on this situation. So it's a tough spot for Ring of Honor right now. So it'll be interesting to see where they go going forward with that. Any other thoughts on that, Taco?
No, it sucks.
Yeah. All right, well, before we get out of here, let's do that Kojima tweet.
Now it's time for the Satoshi Kojima Tweet of the Week.
Boy, we ended the Ring of Honor report there on such a down note. We got to pick things up with this Kojima bread tweet here.
Just to take it all away from you.
To follow Kojima on Twitter at cozy_lariat. Hello, Bread Club. Now I am eating a baguette, also with butter and maple syrup. I get fat, but I will eat. Why? There is no reason. I'm a bread club, baby.
Bread club life.
For life. So follow this show on Twitter at Strong Honor. Follow me at Tommy Stryker, spell Stryker with a Y. Send us an email, stronghonorpodcast@gmail.com. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and like our page over there and share it. Facebook.com/Strong Honor Podcast. Go to iTunes, please rate, review, and subscribe. This show has 0 reviews, so go do that thing over on go over.
Star that bitch.
Yeah,
now.
go over to iTunes, do the search for Strong Honor, look for the logo, and please give us some reviews. We are dying for some reviews. This show has had its own exclusive feeds since
reviews.
Yes, since I believe it was October, November, something like that. So please help us out with some reviews over there on iTunes. Taco, where can people find you?
Follow me on Twitter at HGREB Taco.
And follow Joe at Joe BPWP. That's Joe, Best Pro Wrestling Podcast, for those final initials. Check out the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast. Maybe not this week. We'll see if I feel like recording one tomorrow or not. But yeah, we usually talk about WWE and everything else going on in the world of wrestling over there. So check that out at bestprowrestlingpodcast.com. That's it for Strong Honor. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.
Oh, peace.
What a week it's been. So much to talk about.
He's from Minnesota. All Minnesotans know Japanese as a second language.
My botch.
G1 Climax.